I want to give you guys one more setup to your takedowns, to your back takes. Thus far, we've been using the reach setup for all of our attacks. I want to add to that. I want to add a drag series to your arsenal. Hand fighting as a whole, experienced grapplers know, hand fighting it's its own art form in itself. It can get very complicated. It takes a while to develop. And the reach setup and this drag series, it's very accessible, and it's also very high level. You're gonna see it in all levels of grappling. So making this a big part of your game early on is a way that you can start getting involved in a hand fighting game without having to spend weeks and months engaging in the complex ins and outs that encompass full, well-rounded hand fighting. So take a look at all three setups that we have in this drag series, see which one fits your style and personality the best, and then get your reps in. 3 separate ways to set up your drag: the wrist grab drag, snap drag, and windmill drag. Each has their own benefit. The simplest one, the one you should start with, is the same side wrist drag. So I'm gonna grab the same side wrist as my partner. I'm gonna drag inside up to the armpit, pull and step. One happens right after the other. So I'm gonna grab up to the armpit and I'm gonna pull and step inside, okay? Pull, step inside. I never step outside, at least if I'm setting up my shot. I never step outside. If I'm stepping outside, he's just gonna circle his hips away, okay? And I'm gonna have to chase him. All right, cut the distance in half and step inside. Same side wrist, pull up the armpit, step across. See how his body even turns away, and he's perfectly set up for my double leg. Okay, let's do our snap drag. If your partner's reaching, they don't even have to touch you. If they do touch you, you can do it, or if his hand's on the way, you can do it. But you see how his hand is pretty much ending up in the same position as my wrist grab? So if he's posted, all you have to do is snap, drag. Same thing. If it's on the way, right? If you can see that he has a tendency where he keeps posting, you even catch it when it's on the way up. So we're down here, I see the wrist is coming, step, time it. Third is the windmill drag, my personal favorite. So again, you can catch it on the way up, or he could already be posted. For simplicity's sake, I'll have him already be posted. I'm gonna windmill to the armpit. My hand is coming inside, right at the wrist. I never grab his hand. It just continues in motion, straight across my midsection. It continues in motion. I never grab it. My finger stays tight against my hand. And then step inside to your double, head outside single, or you can even take the back. One more time. The reason I prefer, the wrist grab is gonna develop your drag. It's gonna develop it from a very basic level because everything's stationary. But the downfall of the wrist grab drag is that they can always have an idea of what's coming, okay? Because this is controlled, they know that an attack might be coming from here. When you use motion to set up your drag, when you use the snap or the windmill, there's no pausing. It's just the hand stays in motion. So they have little time to react, okay? So use your wrist grab just to set up your motion so you can get used to the drag, and then start to prioritize the snap and windmill because they're much higher percentage. After our drag, guys, I'm just gonna use the basic duck trip that we worked on in our previous video to finish from the back, or drive straight through to a double. Those are your 2 options. Get a partner and start drilling. If you don't have a partner, you can still hit this in your stance and motion. Just imagine the reaction that you would need. Imagine your partner reaching their hand out to touch your shoulder and you intercepting the hand and hitting your drag. Okay, so there's no reason not to get better. We can still hit this in stance and motion, even if we don't have a partner at hand.